runner stands at second base. Trevor Henneman. That Bagwell-esque stance. He takes ball 4, and Henneman will head down to first base. So we are back live here. As now the Outlaws' own manager will head out to the mound. Henneman, the second player to come to the mound or to the dish today without an official at bat as he leaves. Quinn Buffington, the number 9 hitter, will be the next man up. And short leash there for the Oneonta Outlaws pitcher as Hudgens will come quickly out of the game. And heading out to the mound now. Trying to get a number there or hear an overhead announcement, but I don't quite see it yet. We'll keep you up to date. We'll be right back here on Mixler.com, your home for Elmira Pioneers baseball. All right, and we are back here in a very surprising move. Oneonta pulling their starting pitcher very, very quickly here as Walker Sutman, the left-hander, 6'3", $185 from Field University. He's a sophomore there from Waterford, Connecticut. As Sutman steps in, take a look at his line. .93 ERA, 4 games he's competed in, 4.2 innings thrown, 4 hits, 4 runs, only one of them earned, 6 bases on balls, and 7 strikeouts. So the Pioneers certainly not going to have the journey get any easier despite having runners on first and second with nobody out. As again, coming up to the dish next will be Quinn Buffington. Buffington, who's hitting a .94, 7 hits in 36 at-bats. He is once again back in the lineup. He's got a double, a triple, and 3 RBIs on the season. Does have 10 bases on balls, too. Buffington very confident and able to work counts. So we'll see if he can keep that up here as he goes back to work. So Buffington will step back in for his first plate appearance. He did come in as a pinch hitter last night. As again, Buffington steps into the box. He looks out, and this will be the first batter that Walker Sutman will face. Sutman checks the runner back at second. Comes home and deals. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike as Quinn Buffington stands in. Again, we hope all the best for Preston Moore, who got plunked in the head earlier. The pitch thrown and cut on there by Buffington. No balls, 2 strikes. So Sutman coming in and working very, very quickly here. Sutman looking to keep things going for himself as he has certainly got a stat line to be proud of here almost midway through the season. The line, the pitch cut on again, and Buffington goes down on strikes. So the first out of the inning comes on a strikeout, and that's every out of the game so far for the Pioneers. 4 outs and 4 of them on strikeouts. Jeff Mejia has 1 of them as he steps back up 0-for-1. Mejia with runners on base and in scoring position. Mejia batting .200, 2 for 10. As again, Mejia waits. The windup, the pitch. In there for strike number 1. No balls, 1 strike. Pioneers with 3 hits already do have an error as well. 1 run scored. Mejia stepping back up. Waits. The pitch is inside and almost by the catcher. Had a big motion there as the runner on second bouncing around back there. Certainly didn't make a move, luckily, as Berg stands out on second base right now. Henneman standing on first. Certainly not what you would call a speed demon, as that one almost gets away from the catcher again. 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2-1 the count, 1 out. As again, Jeff Mejia comes back set. He's waiting on the pitch. Comes in, and it's inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. So far, so good with Mejia's eye out there as the new pitcher, Walker Sutman, trying to get his way through this inning. He inherited the 2 runners on base. Pitch comes in, and that one is in there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, a 3-2-1 count. As again, Elmira trying to pierce the scoreboard. Mejia waiting. The pitch inside. Mejia will take a walk, and that will load the bases as Andrew Sexton, who's 1 for 1 on the night already with a stolen base, will look to add some RBIs to his stat line. Sexton coming back up. He will face Sutman next as he steps back in. We talked about it earlier. The left-handed preference here in the early part of the lineup has paid dividends so far as that one's fouled right back towards the netting. Sexton goes down 0-1. See what he can do here as he steps back in. With the bases loaded, Pioneers have not fared well so far in the season. They'll wind up the pitch, cut on, hit out there towards the outfield. This should drive in 1 as it should be a can of corn for the center fielder. It will be, but it will also drive in the run and give the Pioneers their lead back. So, sac fly there as Sexton manages to catch his first RBI, and Garrett Schultz will head up to the dish. 0 for 1, does have a strikeout. No longer a bases loaded situation. As Schultz, who with runners in scoring position and 2 out, is just 1 for 5, 200 batting average here as he steps back in. The wind, the pitch, outside. No, says it got the corner. Looked a bit outside from where I'm sitting, but 1-0 the count. Or excuse me, 0-1 the count. As now Schultz waiting. Pioneers with a 2-1 lead. Steps back to second base. Nobody there to cover, but Henneman will have to check anyway. Pioneers have been doing very well at getting runners on base. Line, the pitch, low, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1, 2 outs in the inning. As Garrett Schultz trying to get himself going here. So Schultz waiting. The windup and the pitch, cut on, hit down the line, and lands just foul. So they're running it out as the foul finally called, and now Henneman will head back as head coach Matt Birch still making mocking signs out there at third base as he was telling his runners to keep running. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As now we see Preston Moore heading across. Appears to be doing okay, has a bag of ice, and would be hard to blame him as he got it pretty good there. Glad to see he's up and walking around. Seems to be doing okay. 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs as the Pioneers go back to Schultz. Waiting. The pitch. Way outside. Gets away from the catcher. And the runners will advance to second and third. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A Tioga Downs showdown. Reminds you too can be an all-star. Head on down to Tioga Downs this summer and catch Smash Mouth live during their summer concert series. So the pitch goes back out. As once again, Sutman has a definitive pitch he's got to make here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Schultz waiting on his pitch. He's got runners at second and third. The wind and the deal. Cut on there and fouled back as once again we'll be stuck in this Tioga Down showdown. We'll see if Schultz can find his way on base. Would love to drive in a couple more runs here as well. 2-1 lead for the Pioneers at the moment. As the windup and the pitch from Sutman cut on and fouled down the third baseline yet again. So Schultz going right back to work. See what he can do. As Sutman looks in, he scrapes off the bottom of his cleats. As we said, it was raining a bit here earlier, so certainly some stuff clinging to the cleats as that one is cut on and missed. Schultz trying to run his way down to first as they're going to just call the strikeout, and that will do it. Schultz earns a second K of the game now as the Pioneers will have to head back to the field. Another inning of work for Keegan Ernest will be up next. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball here on Mixlr.com. All right, so as Keegan Ernest gets set to go back to work, the throwdown comes, and that will bring up Minjae Hong. Hong as a leadoff batter, 0 for 2. See what he can do here. Hong steps up to the plate. Again, talked about it before. The left-handed to right-handed batter is certainly a little less prevalent throughout the league, as the Pioneers certainly have quite a few of them. Hong steps in, as Keegan Ernest will be looking to get out of this inning with a lead. Pioneers have scored a run each of the first 2 innings. Ernest Wines delivers. Hong fouls it right back and up the netting. So an opportunity for us to remind you, make the right decision, insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. The wind and the pitch from Ernest in there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. As again, Ernest will go right back to work here. Keegan looking in. He's got the sign he wants. Rocks and delivers. Cut on. Headed out towards the right fielder. Backing up a few steps, but catch is the right fielder, Garrett Schultz. So 1 quick out here for the Pioneers, as next man up will be Height Merrifield. Merrifield coming up here. We look at his numbers on the season so far. Merrifield down towards the bottom, .097, as he has just 3 hits and 31 at-bats. Keegan Ernest will definitely not want to give in to Height Merrifield here. Merrifield was back at historic Dunn Field not too long ago when the Pioneers kicked off the season against Oneonta. That one's cut on, foul down the line, as 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Downs showdown. As the Pioneers go back to work, Keegan Ernest will look in, waiting. Merrifield steps back into the batter's box as Ernest comes back set. He's got the sign, rocks, and delivers. Cut on and fouled back again. So for any of your automotive needs, make sure you get a hold of Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. As Ernest goes back to work, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Ernest so far just allowed 1 hit. Cut on and missed, as Ernest will earn his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. That'll bring up Mike Casaleggio. Casaleggio stepping up. He's batting a $174, 8 hits and 46 at-bats. Of course, in that, he's had 1 double and 5 bases on balls, 9 total bases. So the windup and the pitch, outside, 1-0. Ernest quickly threw the first 2 batters of the inning. However, very similar situation to the one he had back in the first inning. The line, the pitch, cut on, and hit out there towards left, and that's going to drop in and hit off the left fielder, who quickly throws it back to second base. That'll bring up Ethan Cornelius. Cornelius will come up with a runner on first and 2 men out. Cornelius batting .269, 7 hits in 26 at-bats. So he does have a runner standing there on first base, as the Pioneers trying to handle this bottom half of the second. Pioneers do have a 2-1 lead at the moment. As Ernest comes back set, he throws over to first, checking on the runner. Back in time was Casaleggio. Cornelius stepping back in, as Ernest will take a look. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cornelius, the number 8 batter in the lineup. The number 9 batter in the lineup. As Hudgens come out of the game. He was a starting pitcher. We'll see if we keep with the reliever. The pitch in there again for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. As Keegan Ernest looking to end this inning. Ernest looking in. He's got the sign he wants. Checks the runner at first, winds and deals in there for strike 3, looking, and down goes Cornelius. For the fourth strikeout of the afternoon, the Pioneers head to the top of the third with the 2-1 lead intact. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, and that will bring up Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi will lead things off here. Again, not originally scheduled in the lineup. He is 0 for 8 as a leadoff hitter, and as a hitter overall, 103 on the year, 4 hits and 39 at bats. As I said before, glad to see Preston Moore walking around and seems to be doing okay after getting hit pretty solidly in the helmet back in the first inning. So Dorigi's first trip to the plate as he took over Moore's fourth spot in the lineup. Dorigi comes back set, another left-handed batter here as the wind and the pitch is in there for a strike. Dorigi will reposition himself and get back to center as Sutman trying to have a much cleaner top of the third. Cut on there by Dorigi, hit towards the gap, and the shortstop dives, can't get to it as Dorigi will make it to first base on his first at bat of the night. That brings up Nathan Peng. Peng 1 for 1 with an RBI already. As Peng steps back in. Pioneers, 4 hits now on the night, 2 runs already across the plate. As we'll see what Sutman can do here. The wind, the pitch is in there for a strike. No balls, 1 strike here. As the Pioneers, with nobody out, runner on first is Brennan Dorigi. Peng up at the dish. He waits, the windup, the pitch outside, but he swung, so no balls, 2 strikes. Peng stepping right back into the box. Looking for a way to put some contact on a ball here. Sutman has been efficient. No balls, 2 strikes at the moment. The wind, the delivery is low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Dorigi still standing over there at first. Dorigi does have some speed. We'll see if he utilizes it here. Dorigi runs right back to first base, not wanting to take any chances. As Peng stretching himself out in the batter's box as the pitcher finally comes set. Sutman winds, delivers. High and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Peng looking down for the sign from his third base coach. Dorigi also getting the sign, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Dorigi would love to be standing on second base here. Peng been successful thus far tonight, 1 for 1 with that RBI. Cuts, hits it down the line and just foul. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. As again, heading back to first base, Brennan Dorigi. Dorigi takes his lead, checks back in on Sutman, who comes set, winds and deals. Dorigi is off. Peng pops that one up. Dorigi is going to have to go back because this is going to be outmade in foul territory as Dorigi has to go all the way back to first base. Peng goes 1 for 2, and that'll bring up Mason Ruhlman. Ruhlman again wearing 21 here tonight. He's changed his number as the jersey number 13, he said was too tight. So we'll see what that does here for him. 0 for 1 already on the night. Did strike in his first appearance. Roman coming back set. He's got the runner on first. The line from Sutman. Deal. Cut on there. And that one is going to get out of play. No balls, 1 strike. So Mason Roman stepping back in. Another left-handed batter. We've talked about the disparity here. There's the wind and the pitch. Taken there for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here on Roman. As he steps back in. Sutman checks the runner over at first. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away yet again. No balls, 2 strikes for Roman. That has been the problem for Roman here early in the season, has been unable to get things to straighten out for himself. He steps back in, takes a look. Sutman coming back set. He winds and throws over to the first baseman. Back in time was Brennan Derigi. Now Roman will get another opportunity here. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Derigi remains on first base. Derigi is off and going. That one high, and Derigi gets in safely. So a stolen base for Derigi and a 1 ball, 2 strike count coming here for Mason Roman. Roman, we talked about it, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. As you hear the cheers from the bench, run Mason as once again. Now there's a scoring position. Derigi takes his lead. Again, high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count, 1 out. As Roman waits. Sutman checking the runner at second. Bouncing around out there is Derigi. Cut on and fouled back. So count remains right where it is. Pioneers have scored a run in both innings so far in this game. 2-1 lead. Oneonta was able to answer back in the bottom of the first. We'll see what they can do here in the bottom, or in the top of the third. The Pioneers looking to extend their lead a little more. Do have a runner in scoring position as Roman awaits the pitch. Sutman winds and delivers. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count here for Mason Roman. Runs the count all the way back. As Roman stepping back in. Pitcher Sutman comes set, winds and deals, and that one is high. Roman will take a walk, and that will put runners on first and second for Nathan Berg. Berg, who's 1 for 1 on the day with a double, hits another one of those, and the Pioneers will add another run to their tally, maybe 2. Roman can certainly get around the base paths. As Berg steps up to the plate, with runners in scoring position, as he takes ball 1, Berg is .375 and 24 at bats, 7 RBIs. As again, Berg waits, the windup, the pitch, cut on and fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. So Berg will step back in. Leads 2-1 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. Berg waits, the pitch, running and trying to get down to third. He gets there in time, and Derigi has his second stolen base of the night. Roman stayed put on first. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. As again, Berg steps right back up. As he waits. Sutman out there on the mound. With 1 ball, 2 strike count. See what Berg can do here. The wind, the pitch, cut on and missed as Berg will go down on strikes. And that will bring up Trevor Henneman. Henneman, who has not had an official at bat here tonight, just the base on balls. So 2 outs as the Pioneers will have 1 more chance here to try to drive in a run here in the 3rd inning. Henneman steps back in. Train passing by in the distance. Fans apologize. As once again, Henneman waiting. The pitch cut on and hit back up the middle. Played by the shortstop, tossed to second base. And that will do it. The Pioneers are unable to come through with a run here in the top of the 3rd. as Henneman goes 0 for 1 on the day. When we come back, the Pioneers go back to the field. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right. So Keegan Ernest making the last couple warm-up pitches here of the in-between innings. Leading off the inning is going to be Noah Cabrera. Cabrera, we talked about it as a leadoff hitter. He is batting .250 in 8 at-bats. Of course, that was before the beginning of the game where he went 0 for 1. As Keegan Ernest will come back. He got the first 2 outs very quickly. Then the third batter reached on an error back in the first inning as we began the bottom of the third. So, Ernest going back to work here. The wind and the pitch. Inside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes as the Pioneers continue to lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. The wind and pitch from Ernest is cut on and fouled back to the fence as we go to 1 ball, 1 strike. So once again, Keegan Ernest coming back set. Certainly has done some damage on his ERA as he's knocked it down quite a bit here. The cut on and popped up here towards Mason Ruhlman, who makes the catch easily. Ruhlman makes the grab, and Cabrera goes 0 for 2. That'll bring up John Rhodes. Rhodes, who is 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. Rhodes, again, the best hitter on this Oneonta Outlaws team. .339 coming into today, 20 hits in now 60 at-bats. He went 0 for 1 and struck out in his first appearance. So, Rhodes waiting. The pitch from Ernest drops in, but just outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Rhodes steps back in as he attempts to get things going for Oneonta. The wind and pitch from Ernest is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Downs showdown. Reminder to stay where you play. Tioga Downs with a beautiful new hotel and resort. Head on down. Check it out. The pitch comes in. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. As Keegan Ernest trying to keep the score right where it is and get through 3 full innings of work here. 2-1 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. The wind, the pitch, cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As that one was fouled right back into the catcher, and Henneman appears to be okay. Needs a moment to catch his breath, perhaps, though. So the some conversation here between the home plate umpire and Keegan Ernest. As now, Henneman appears to be back up and doing just fine, has his mask back on as he waits for the home plate umpire to return. Kevin Gasell standing on the on-deck circle. He's 0 for 1, reached on an error earlier in the game, but would come around to score. The only run for Oneonta so far. As now the wind and the pitch from Ernest is cut on and popped up. That one is high, but easily playable there. As making the grab on that one once again. Brand new back to the lineup. is Quinn Buffington, and he was our center fielder for a good long portion in the first 2 weeks of the season. Zell comes back up. He's 0 for 1, reached on that error we talked about a little bit before. So far on the year, though, been a successful season, 273, 18 for 66. The pitch is cut on and popped back up. This one not going to be playable, as trying to track that one down was Nathan Peng. Thrown back out as we have an 0-1 count. So another chance here as Keegan Ernest trying to get through the bottom of the third. The wind and the pitch. A little bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Keegan trying to keep things going here. Pioneers were the very small lead, but they took a small lead all the way through last night, having caught up late. Big swing and a miss, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Starting pitching for the Pioneers has been stellar. Has not been able to make it through in the bullpen area, though. Have to see if Ernest can keep up his strong performance here tonight as he throws in there a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown as Ernest trying to work his way out of this third inning. The wind, the pitch, low again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hanman finds the ball, throws it down. And the Pioneers 1 strike away from getting out of this. Of course, this was the same situation back in the first inning when Kevin Gazelle was able to find his way on base and then eventually come around to score. Cut on, hit towards the shortstop, scooped up there by Berg, thrown over, and in time, Peng makes the out, and the Pioneers keep their lead. So after 3 complete, 2-1 in favor of Elmira. We'll be right back here on Mixlr.com. All right, and with that, the Pioneers will come back to the plate. 2-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Quinn Buffington, the first man up, as Buffington steps right back in. And again, he's going to have to face Supman, who's been very difficult to deal with. Supman comes set, he winds and delivers outside, 1-0. It's interesting to watch as you watch the warm-up pitches. If you're watching live on YouTube Live, you get a chance to see Supman throwing those warm-up pitches. They seem to be getting away from the catcher in the last half inning. That one's in there for a strike. Certainly hasn't shown that that amount of wildness during the course of the inning, but as I said, very interesting to watch as Buffington waits. The wind, the pitch, outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Buffington trying to keep things going in a positive direction. As I said, away from the dish for quite a little bit before his pinch hit last night. Buffington waits, the wind, the pitch, hops away from the catcher. And they say that Buffington went, so 2 balls, 2 strikes, despite the pass ball there. So Supman goes back to the mound. Buffington stepping back in. He waits on the pitch. The wind from Supman. Delivery inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full. So Buffington works it all the way back to a full count. The wind and pitch from Supman. Cut on. Hit down the third base line. Buffington's really trying to beat that one out, and it's going to get by the first baseman. Buffington's going to wrap himself around towards second base, and Buffington will be standing on second base. So the error will be earned on that one as Buffington goes 0 for 2, but he reaches on the error, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Jeff Mejia. Mejia 0 for 1, struck out and walked in his 2 previous plate appearances. Mejia stepping right back in as Sutman has to deal with a runner in scoring position yet again, a situation the Pioneers have really done well on here tonight, getting runners into scoring position. Pitch is close on Mejia there. That one was high and inside, and Mejia might be lucky he was short. As again, Mejia waiting. 1 ball, no strikes. The wind, the pitch, cut on by Mejia, right back up the middle, and the second baseman knocks it down as cutting back through, heading for home, and scoring is Quinn Buffington as Jeff Mejia manages to put one on the board, earning himself an RBI. So Sexton will be the next man up, 1 for 1 on the day, does have a sacrifice fly and an RBI, as well as a stolen base. Now with a runner on first, the Pioneers' lead extended to 3-1. Sexton steps back into the batter's box. See what he can do here. As again, Sutman throws low. 1-0. Sutman looking in, trying to calm himself down. There was a very, very short leash on the starter, and we're seeing some more action down there towards that Oneonta bullpen. That one over the head of the first baseman, and it's going to be a foul ball as the Pioneers saying to run it out because they believed it hit off the first baseman's glove, and that's the argument Andrew Drum is making, that it hit off the glove in fair territory. As now Matt Birch coming down to make the argument to the home plate umpire. As right now, with the lack of running, the Pioneers stand on first and third. So more conversation here between the home plate umpire and head coach Matt Birch. As now they're going to confer about this out there, the 2 umpires. We saw this happen the other day in Geneva, as Geneva was able to earn themselves a no call at second base, or excuse me, was able to earn themselves an extra out as the Pioneers suffered. And now conversation abounds here. We'll see what comes of it. Pioneers looking back as now home plate umpire pointing back at Matt Birch, who is not happy with the call. As there's more conversation here, and that will bring the runner back to first base. Mejia having to head all the way back to first. A broken bat here by the batter, so he's going to have to go and get a new piece of lumber. Sexton will head back to the plate. Now with a brand new piece of wood. 1 ball, 1 strike as Mejia stands on first base yet again. See what Sexton can do here. Would clearly love to put a ball right about the same place, only on the other side of the foul line. Sexton standing. He waits here in the top of the 4th inning. The wind and the pitch. Sexton cuts on and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Elmira trying to keep things going in their favor. Sexton waiting. The wind and the pitch. Outside, gets away. Mejia is off and running for second as the catcher wipes out right next to home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and now a runner in scoring position for Andrew Sexton. Sexton hit a home run out of Dunn Field the other day. Not an easy test to do with a 20-foot fence. Dimensions may be somewhat similar there out in right field here in Oneonta. The windup, the pitch, bounced up to the plate again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So from 1-2, worked all the way back to 3-2. See if Sexton can power his way through here. Sexton waiting. The windup and the pitch from Sutman. Cut on. Connected there by Sexton. Going to go out. Pop fly to the center fielder. As now Mejia thought about going for third. Decides better of it. And now there is an out in the inning. So Sexton goes 1 for 2 on the day. Garrett Schultz will come up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts on the day thus far. Schultz steps into the back box as he comes set. The pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. So no balls, one strike, one out. The line, the pitch, low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As the scoreboard has it 2 balls, 1 strike, or 2 balls, no strikes. And now it's fixed. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. As checking back is Sutton. He winds, delivers, and in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Schultz, who has already struck out twice tonight, trying to avoid that once again. Sutman looking in. Checks the runner at second, winds, delivers. That one low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Mejia having to keep his place at second base. Sutman steps back on the mound. Schultz getting back ready. As we look down, Derigi would be the next man up. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Does have 2 stolen bases as well. The line, the pitch, cut on there and grounded towards the shortstop. As Schultz trying to beat it out. He's not going to, but he does move the runner along. So Schultz goes 0 for 3, but breaks the string of strikeouts. And that'll bring up Brennan Derigi. Derigi 1 for 1. As now he's got a runner 90 feet from home plate. Runners on, 2 outs. Derigi 125 in 8 at-bats. No RBIs, so would love to change that stat. Nathan Pang stretching out on the on-deck circle behind him. If Derigi can get on. The pitch cut on over the head of the shortstop. That's going to get down and drive in the run as the Pioneers take the 4-1 lead. So another single from Brennan Derigi, who is not even slated to be in the lineup today. Certainly not a bad way to start it off here, as Nathan Pang will come up 1 for 2. Pang, who's 1 for 2 on the day. As again, he's looking to get something started. The throw over to first, and it gets by the first baseman. That's going to send the runner, Brennan Derigi, over to second base, and without a throw, Derigi will get into scoring position. So again, Pang with a runner in scoring position. Pang steps back in. As I said, we saw a quick leash on the starter who gave up 2 runs in the first 2 innings. Now Sutman still in the game here, despite some action down in the bullpen here in the top of the 4th. The wind and the pitch outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes as Derigi stands in scoring position. Pioneers with a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Lights are on, but the sun has not quite set yet. Fortunately, no sun in the eyes of the camera tonight, so a little bit better situation for all of you watching in live on YouTube Live. Sutman checking the runner at second. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled back. So a reminder to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber collision and auto glass. As again, Pang stepping back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Pang waits. The wind and the pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Pang continues to wait. Sutman looking for his sign. 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. As Oneonta really needs to get back up to the batter's boxes. The wind, the pitch, high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown. So we remind you one more time that Tioga Downs has a great buffet. Stop down any day of the week, especially Seafood Thursdays. Not a bad place to have a meal. Pang. Waiting. Sutman steps off the mound now, and Derigi will have to retreat back to second base. So Derigi takes his lead. Pang back in the batter's box. The wind, the pitch, Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Full count yet again. As Derigi continues to stand on second base, looking at a sign from his coach. Have to assume with 2 outs, he's probably going to be off here. As the pitcher winds, delivers. Low, Derigi steals a base. The ball gets by, and Derigi's going to score here. On the stolen base to third. The bad throw from the catcher. And again, the Pioneers will score a run. 5-1 now. So, Derigi comes around to score. Pang will walk. And that will bring up Mason Ruhlman. Ruhlman 0 for 1, struck out, has a base on balls. Talked about it coming into the game, 15 for 58. The wind, the pitch. Outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Standing on first, again, Nathan Pang. Waiting. The wind, the pitch. Cut on there by Ruhlman and driven out there high and hard. And that one is going to go a long way. Rolls off the wall. This should score another run. Coming around is Nathan Pang, and he is going to get in. So the Pioneers go up 6-1 as Ruhlman hits a long double out there to left center. And he will drive in an RBI. So that'll bring up Nathan Berg. Berg 1 for 2. He's got a double here tonight. And I believe this is going to do it for Sutman, as he is going to be retrieved here. And we'll wait to see who might come into this game. As I said, there was activity. Sutman will now turn over the ball as a pitcher runs in from the bullpen. We'll be back to have all that and more here on Mixlr.com. All right, we are back, and new pitcher on the mound, Jonathan Sylvester from Montreat College, a junior from College Station, Texas. As we'll look at his numbers, Sylvester, 8.44 ERA, no decisions in 6 games he's pitched in, 5.1 innings, 9 hits, 11 runs, 5 of them earned, 6 bases on balls, and 6 strikeouts. So the Pioneers certainly done their part here. 6-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Ruhlman will, when we come back to live action, will be standing on second base. And, of course, Nathan Berg, 1 for 2 on the night, does have a double. He'll be looking to bring Ruhlman around. So, if Berg is able to do that, Henneman would come up. Henneman 0 for 1 on the night, does have a walk. As Pioneers certainly have got a little bit of their swagger back here. They come in tonight. They've had 2 straight wins and are looking to make this their longest winning streak of the season as they look for their 3rd. So, a couple last warm-up pitches here as Sylvester taking his final few throws. So, seen the Oneonta Outlaws run through a number of pitchers already. Sylvester, the 3rd one used in the game. As he comes out to the mound. And now, umpire signaling for Berg to get ready. So, I believe that'll be the last warm-up throw. Mason Ruhlman, wearing 21 tonight, will head out to second base yet again. As now Nathan Berg steps up to the plate. Berg, runners in scoring position and 2 men out, 375, 8 at bats, 3 RBIs. So, Berg steps back in. See what he gets from Sylvester here. Sylvester's been warming for a little bit down in the bullpen already. Checks the runner at second. Winds and delivers. In there for strike number one. Berg, his knees buckled on that one. As once again, he steps back in. Berg waiting at the plate. Sylvester checks the runner at second one more time. Winds and deals. Low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pioneers have a comfortable 6-1 lead at the moment. As again, they're looking for their third straight win. As they're on a long 4-game road trip here. As Berg waits for the next pitch. Sylvester coming back set. Checks on Ruhlman, winds and deals. That one will bounce away. Not far enough away, though, as that's 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ruhlman not quite able to make it over to third there. So, stepping back in, Nathan Berg. 1 for 2. He has the double on the night so far. Outfield playing very big tonight. As the wind, the pitch, inside and hits Berg. So Berg is hit by a pitch. Second batter hit by a pitch tonight. Luckily, that one wasn't in the head. Saw that happen earlier as Preston Moore had to leave the game. That'll bring up Trevor Henneman. Henneman 0 for 1 with a base on balls himself. Be the second batter to face Sylvester. Sylvester now in 1 batter faced has hit a batter. And Henneman will be looking to bring around a run here as the Pioneers lead 6-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Checking on the runner back at second. Sylvester winds and delivers outside 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Henneman stepping back in. Buffington on deck. He's struck out and reached on an error tonight. Sylvester checks the runner back at second. He winds, delivers. Cut on by Henneman and in there for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As Henneman steps back in, Sylvester looking in, trying to find a way out of this inning. It has been a rough one for the Oneonta Outlaws. The Pioneers certainly have found their swing as they have driven in runs in the last couple of games. That one is in there for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Henneman trying to find a way to drive in another run. Henneman waiting. As Sylvester comes set, winds, delivers, cut on, hit by Henneman right out there towards shallow center, and it's caught easily by the center fielder. So after a long top of the 4th, Pioneers finally retired. As we head to the bottom half, it's 6-1 in favor of Elmira. All right, so Keegan Ernest, who had a long time to sit while the Pioneers doing some damage on the scoreboard, putting up a 4 spot in the top of the 4th, now will go back to work as he throws his excuse me, as he throws his final few warm-up pitches here. So Keegan Ernest goes back to work, and that's Tim Buchek. Coming up, he has, again, as we said earlier, certainly been a large part of the offense for Oneonta this year. 332 batting average. See what he can do here as a leadoff hitter. The line, the pitch, strike, as Ernest continues his good pitching performance. Sorry about that, folks. On the pitch, in there for strike number 2. Working that dish. Again, trying to close out another batter. The wind of the pitch bounces up there. First ball of the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Buchek from Central Connecticut State, a sophomore from Windsor, New York. As now, Ernest looking. He comes, set, winds, and delivers. In there for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Excuse me again, folks. As Ernest comes back set. 6-1 lead. The wind and the pitch. In there for strike 3. Ernest earns another strikeout. So, first batter of the inning goes down looking. And Keegan Ernest continues to roll here. Ernest certainly has been impactful here. Buchek, who went 1 for 1, now goes down 1 for 2. Jordan Serbo, 0 for 1 with a strikeout here tonight. See what he can do, as he's been batting .273 on the season before tonight. The pitch in there, just inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Serbo waiting. Ernest comes set. He winds and deals. In there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Down showdown. As again, Ernest coming set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As again, getting back set. Serbo into the batter's box. The wind and the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As again, Keegan Ernest trying to work his way back through this inning. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and hit right out towards the second baseman. Scooped up by Ruhlman. Thrown over to first and in time, as down will go Serbo. So next batter up, Min-Jae Hong, 0 for 1. As I said, been a heck of a night for Keegan Ernest. 5 strikeouts so far on the evening. Love to add another one here. Get himself out of the bottom of the 4th and on towards the 5th inning. The wind and the pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1 count. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. 6-1 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. The wind and the pitch. In there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Oneonta trying to find a gasp of life. They haven't done anything since the 1st inning, as that one will bounce in. Ernest takes the ball back out on the mound. Now he looks in as he throws the next pitch. Hit there, connected solidly, but down and into the bullpen. Count stays the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, as Min-Jae Hong trying to put some offense into the Oneonta Outlaws. Stat line right now, 1 run, 2 hits, and 3 errors so far for Oneonta. This one popped up and back and out of play, as that one hits off the top of the broadcast booth. And another reminder, make the right decision, insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. As Keegan Ernest will go back to work again. The wind, the pitch, fouled away yet again. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As again, Pioneers will go back to work. Keegan Ernest trying to get out of this bottom of the 4th. 6-1 lead. The Pioneer stat line: 6 runs, 7 hits, just 1 error. Errors have been plentiful for the Pioneers here early on in the season, but tonight against Oneonta, they have really closed the door a little bit. As the wind and pitch, cut on, hit right towards the shortstop, and Berg dives, pops up, but not in time. He doesn't have enough time to throw it over, as reaching will be Min Jae Hong. That'll bring up Height Merrifield. Merrifield 0 for 1 with a strikeout, as the attention will be on Hong over there at first. So Keegan Ernest trying to make his way through 3 innings without allowing a run. Only allowing the run back in the first inning, as we were here in the 4th. That one low, 1 ball, no strikes. So Ernest coming back set. He's got the sign he wants, checks the runner at first. Barely even a lead over there, to be perfectly honest with you, as the wind, the pitch, cut on, popped up here, and Berg has a read on it. He will make the grab, and that will do it for the bottom of the 4th inning. Pretty perfect there for the Pioneers, as Keegan Ernest completes 4 innings, only giving up 1 run so far. I'm guessing we'll see him again in the 5th. When we come back, it'll be the 5th inning of work as the Elmira Pioneers try to keep rolling here, 6-1. We'll be right back on Mixlr.com. All right. Pioneers will come back up to bat with Quinn Buffington ready to lead off the inning. Buffington, who was a leadoff hitter for the most of the early part of the season. See what he can get done here as he steps back in. The windup and pitch from Sylvester is cut on and missed by Buffington, 0-1. Buffington in there with a 182 average as a leadoff hitter. 3 bases on balls during that time. As again, Buffington waiting on the next pitch. The wind, the delivery inside there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pioneers trying to keep themselves going here. They have had a pretty amazing start here with 6 runs in the first 4 innings. The wind and pitch from Sylvester is inside on Buffington. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Buffington going to be looking to get on base here. He struck out and reached on an error. As Sylvester comes back set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away. Another reminder to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out yet for the Pioneers. As again, Buffington waits. The windup and pitch from Sylvester. Cut on by Buffington. Popped up there over towards the first base side. Backing up is the first baseman. Second baseman backing him up. And an easy grab there as Buffington goes 0 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up Jeff Mejia. Mejia 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a base on balls, and an RBI. As Mejia steps back in, this time with 1 out, 6-1 lead for the Pios. As Mejia looking at Sylvester, his first time he's faced him in today's action. The wind and the pitch from Sylvester is outside, 1-0. So the 1-0 count as the Pioneers have not fallen into their usual trap. They had a history here in the early goings of the season that they would get a lead and get comfortable. Mejia takes a ball there, 2 balls, no strikes. And they would just be satisfied to keep trying to work through with that lead. Tonight, they had the 2-1 lead and then came out and attacked in the 4th, scoring 4 more runs. So Mejia steps back in. Next man up will be Sexton. As Mejia kicking the dirt. The wind and pitch from Sylvester. Cut on there by Mejia. Popped up in the air towards the third base side. Shortstop called it and has the play. Mejia goes down 1 for 3. That'll bring up Andrew Sexton. Sexton 1 for 2. Sacrifice fly, a stolen base, and an RBI on his line score so far tonight. Sexton did hammer home a home run back a couple days ago on Sunday when we were live at Dunn Field. Not an easy place to hit a home run out of, and he did it convincingly. So Sexton waiting. Sylvester choosing his pitches carefully. Winds and delivers, and that one rolls away from the catcher, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As heading out to pick it up will be Garrett Schultz. Tosses it back over towards the fence. As now another opportunity here for Sexton. The wind, the pitch, high and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Sexton stepping back in. Sylvester trying to find the strike zone here in this third batter of the inning. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and hit with power. This is going back. It is high and off the... No, catch is made. Thought that one had wall distance, but not quite, as the center fielder comes over and makes the grab for the 3rd out. So Sexton goes 1 for 3 on the day. And that will head us to the bottom of the 5th inning. Pioneers still leading 6-1. We'll see what they can do when we come back. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so Keegan Ernest back out there for his 5th inning of work. Usually the last inning you'll see a starter out of head coach Matt Birch, but we'll have to see. Ernest spinning quite a gem so far. The Pioneers do have a 6-1 lead, so perhaps not wasting him and could turn to the bullpen here for the 6th. But bullpen has been a sore subject for the Pioneers as of this season. As that'll bring up Mike Casaleggio. Casaleggio 1 for 1 on the day so far. Now the windup and the pitch in there for a strike. So Keegan Ernest continuing his good day so far. Ernest would love to keep things going here for the Pioneers. as it has been a rough stretch out of the gate. The wind, the pitch is high and outside. 1-1 strike. Castelleggio, the number 8 batter. As I said, 1 for 1 on the day so far. He does have that single. As the pitch is inside there. 2-1 strike. 2-1 the count. As Castelleggio trying to get things started for Oneonta. They have not had a lot to be positive about as he cuts on that one down the third base line, but that one goes foul. 2-2 strikes. As Castelleggio goes back to work here. See what Keegan Ernst can do with him. Ethan Cornelius standing on deck. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Ernest winds, deals, cut on, and hit out there towards right center. And over to make the catch is the center fielder, as that one was grabbed easily there by Sexton. So, Castelleggio 1 for 2. Ethan Cornelius comes up 0 for 1 with a strikeout. So, Cornelius coming up. Left-handed batter here. Had some troubles with Keegan Ernest earlier, as Ernest trying to power his way through this 5th inning. Allowed just the one run back in the first. That one coming after a misplay at first base allowed the runner to get to second. In there for strike number 1, 0-1. Quite the curveball on Keegan Ernest. Ernest comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled down the line. No balls, 2 strikes. As the Pioneers continue to try to work their way through this one. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As Keegan Ernest comes back set. He winds and deals. Cut on and missed. Ball is dropped. Thrown down to first, and that will be an out. So, second strikeout for Cornelius, as that one brings up Noah Cabrera. Cabrera 0 for 2 on the night as well. As the Pioneers to close out quickly the 5th inning of work here. So Cabrera heads to the plate. Pioneers working very quickly here, as Keegan Ernest has been beyond proficient. The windup and the pitch outside, 1-0. Ernest going right back to work here. He comes set. Begins his wind, delivers, and cut on foul back to the fence. 1-1 strike. 1-1 strike, 2 outs, as the Pioneers trying to keep their lead right where it is. 6-1 at the moment. Wind, the pitch, low, 2-1 strike. So again, Cabrera, normally the leadoff hitter, now batting with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pioneers trying to keep him at an 0 for day. That one curves, and what a curve Ernest has had here tonight. Keegan has been on point with that curveball. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown. Make sure you head on out to Tioga Downs for the latest in table gaming and slots. The pitch cut on there and fouled away one more time. So another reminder to make the right decision. Insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. Keegan Ernest waiting. Ernest, he delivers and cut on, popped up again. This time may be playable as Peng has a beat on it, and that will do it for inning number 5. The Pioneers lead 6-1. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. Sorry about that elongated break, folks, as once again, a new pitcher on the bump out there again for Oneonta. As we'll get a number here in just a moment. Number 2, Rick Baroni, the Northeastern University junior from Yorktown Heights. Whew. Garrett Schultz heading back to the dish. 0 for 3 on the day. Baroni, give you a quick stat line. He's got a .9 ERA, 1-1, 6 attempts, 10 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 1 of them earned. As Baroni winds, delivers, cut on, and fouled back. As that one hits off a shed down here to my right. 0-1 the count. As the Pioneers look to keep this hitting clinic they're putting on so far going here in the, as that one goes behind Schultz. So another ball there as we're here in the top of the 6th. Pioneers trying to get through their second third of the game. They have a 6-1 lead, and it does not look to be in too much jeopardy at the moment. Schultz waiting, 1-1 count, cut on, grounded towards the second baseman, takes a couple of hops. Schultz trying to beat it out, and he is not going to make it in time. So Schultz will go down yet again, 0 for 4 on the day. That'll bring up Brennan Derigi. Derigi, who's 2 for 2 on the day since coming in relief of Preston Moore, who went down after being beamed in the head. Glad to see he's okay up, moving around. As Derigi steps back in. Derigi 2 for 2 on the night. The wind, the pitch, and outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Submarine pitching has been sort of a dagger in the heart for the Pioneers. They have not been able to catch up with that pitching style early on this season, as that one comes in for a second ball, 2 balls, no strikes. We're here in the top of the 6th inning. Derigi waiting on the pitch. The wind and pitch is in there for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. As again, Rick Baroni losing sight of the strike zone here for the moment. The wind and the pitch in there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike on Derigi. Derigi looking out. See, he also with the crouch stance here. The wind, the pitch. Cut on by Derigi, fouled back. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out already in the Pioneers' half of the 6th inning. As the last 4 innings have gone pretty well for the Pioneers, not allowing a run, as Derigi will strike out for the first time here tonight. First time he doesn't reach base. He goes 2 for 3. And that will bring up Nathan Peng. Peng 1 for 2 on the night with a base on balls and an RBI. Still no movement down there in the bullpen, so we may see Keegan Ernest for 1 more inning. As Peng waits, the delivery in there for a strike. 1 ball, no strikes. Peng stepping back into the batter's box. He waits. As again, the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nathan Peng stepping right back into the batter's box. Eager to get things going here. Peng, who has gone 1 for 2 here tonight, does have the base on balls. The pitch cut on right back towards the pitcher and snagged out of the air. Tossed back to the pitcher's mound. And an easy inning there of relief as comes in and puts down the Pioneers 1-2-3. We'll step aside. The Pioneers will be right back here on Mixlr.com. All right, so Keegan Ernest heading back out to the mound. He's about to work his 6th inning of work here if he can keep it going. So far, he's shown no signs of slowing down. 4 perfect innings since that first where one got through his fielders. And after reaching on an error, the run was driven in. See if the Pioneers can keep things right where they are now. 6-1 lead. The line, the pitch from Ernest. Big swing and a miss there from the leadoff man, John Rhodes. Rhodes 0 for 2 on the night. Does have a strikeout already. Rhodes, as a leadoff batter, comes in and is batting .250 on 12 at-bats. He pops one up here and playable for the center fielder. Sexton makes the grab. So Rhodes goes 0 for 3, and Kevin Gazelle will come up next, 0 for 2. He reached on an error. He was the aforementioned run back in the first inning of play. Since then, the Pioneers have shut the door, and a lot of that credit goes to Keegan Ernest out there on the hill. Looking down towards the Pioneers bullpen, seeing some players stretching out. Nobody seriously getting warmed, but the pitch swung on and a miss, 0-1. Ernest doesn't look like he's in any particular interest of slowing down here. 0 for 1. The windup, the pitch, hit down the first baseline. Ernest will pick it up, throw down to first, and that will be an easy second out as Gazelle goes down again. That'll bring up Tim Buchik. Buchik, the designated hitter, 1 for 2. As again, the Pioneers trying to get through another inning and put another 0 up on the board. Would love to finish the first 2/3 of this game with just allowing 1 run. They've only allowed 3 hits as well, which is very impressive. The windup here from Keegan Ernest. Cut on and hit in between the shortstop and the third baseman, as that'll be just the 4th hit of the game, as Quinn Buffington will hurriedly throw that one back in. So, Buchik goes 2 for 3 on the day. Jordan Serbo 0 for 2 with a strikeout. As again, Keegan Ernest trying to get through another inning with a 0. So Ernest comes back set, checks the runner at first, winds and delivers. That one is high, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes as the Pioneers trying to close out a 6th inning of work for Keegan Ernest. Ernest checks the runner at first. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Elmira would love to get through the rest of this game with exactly the same score, if not adding a few more insurance runs of their own. As we're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ernest throws over to first and not in time. Not going to get Tim Buchik on that one. As again, Ernest steps back on the hill. He's got a 1 ball, 1 strike count as he's looking in at Jordan Serbo. The wind, the pitch, outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. So it's not been an easy one here for Ernest as he's approaching the tail end of his 6th inning of work. Ernest comes back set, checks the runner over at first, barely even off the bag to be perfectly frank. The wind, the pitch, high, 3 balls, 1 strike. As perhaps Ernest might be getting a little tired out there in the 6th inning. Nobody up there warming in the Pioneers bullpen, however, so it's Ernest's inning to finish as he comes set, winds and delivers, cut on and miss, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Don't see a ton of 6-inning outings for Pioneers pitching. Seen it a few times from Noah Rubino. He had a wonderful 6-inning outing. But still, the Pioneers were unable to close the gate as now an attempted stolen base. Pioneers continuing to work it back and forth. They're going to allow the runner to get back to first after an error over there at second base. Berg couldn't handle the throw over on the transfer. He dropped the ball, and that allows the runner to get back. So 3 ball, 2 strike count one more time as Jordan Serbo trying to keep it going here. Keegan Ernest trying to get out of the inning. He waits, winds, deals, cut on, and missed. And that will do it for the 6th inning. After 6 complete, the Pioneers 6, Oneonta 1. We'll be right back here on Mixlr.com. All right, so as we approach the top of the 7th inning, the Pioneers coming back to the plate. Now 9 defensive outs away from their 3rd consecutive victory, and that would be a season-high win streak if they can complete this game. So, again, looking out there at the mound, Rick Baroni still pitching that sidearm motion, submarine, if you will, has presented some problems. We'll see what Mason Ruhlman can do with that. Ruhlman stepping back in. He has been ferocious up at the plate. Would love to find a way to put some runs up there again, extend this lead. With the Pioneers bullpen on the horizon, you have to assume you'll see them either this inning or the next one. Ernest has been pitching a gem. Big cut there by Ruhlman. No balls, 1 strike. Though the scoreboard had that one differently. All right, there we go. Oh, no balls, 1 strike. Pioneers with a 6-1 lead. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and popped up and into foul territory, as that will be no balls, 2 strikes. And Mason Ruhlman with the recent number change looking to justify it here. 1 for 2 on the day, struck out, base on balls, and a double for an RBI. Said he was looking for a change, and the shirt was too tight. Oh, the wind, the pitch, cut on and fouled back by Ruhlman. As Elmira continues to work here, 6-1 lead. Runs were scored in the 1st, the 2nd, and then 4 in the 4th inning. That's been all the Pioneers have needed to this point. Actually, they were done with what they needed after the 2nd inning. The wind, the pitch, in there for a strike, and Ruhlman will take a seat. As Ruhlman goes 1 for 3, his 2nd strikeout of the night. And that'll bring up Nathan Berg. Berg, 1 for 2, has doubled here tonight. His last at bat, he was hit by a pitch. So, Berg steps back in. 1 out as we play here in the top of the 7th inning. The wind and the pitch. Inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Berg waiting. As again, he looks out. The wind, the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Berg going to earn this at bat. He's going to work his way through it for sure. As once again, coming back set, Baroni winds, delivers, cut on by Berg. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out for the Pioneers so far as Ruhlman went down looking. Berg and Henneman due up. Anybody gets on, Quinn Buffington will be up to the dish. Still warming up down in the bullpen there. Someone for the Pioneers as 3 balls, 1 strike. Can't get a good look as a pitcher getting warmed up down there. You assume we will see a new pitcher for the bottom half of the 7th inning. Keegan Ernest has had a heck of a day, though. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and hit out there towards right field. This one going back and playable for the right fielder. He makes the catch, and Berg will go 1 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up Henneman. Henneman, who's 0 for 1 with a base on balls. Excuse me, he's 0 for 2 with the base on balls. My apologies. As Henneman trying to make his way through the top half of the 7th here. As I said, the Pioneers 9 defensive outs from extending a winning streak to 3 games, and that would be a season high. Henneman waiting. The wind, the pitch, cut on and fouled down the line, as that'll be an 0-1 count. Henneman working with that Bagwell-esque stance, as I continue to say. Bagwell pool holes, depending on your age range. Both really worked from that squatted stance, put a lot of power behind it. So it's an interesting one to watch. It closes off the strike zone for sure, as that one's connected on and fouled yet again, 0-2. However, the difference is Bagwell and Pujols were able to put a lot behind it, but it as you see, Jeff Bagwell had to end his career early, had some back problems, had some knee problems. Pujols has adjusted his stance over time, almost jutting the leg out a little bit more there on the front side so as to take the pressure off. And as he's gotten older, he's also stood up just a hair more. So a batting stance that can be somewhat detrimental. As the wind and the pitch. In there for strike 3, according to the umpire, and Henneman doesn't agree, but he will go down on strikes. So, strikeout there to Trevor Henneman, and the Pioneers will go back to the field. As I look out, we'll see. Still seeing the warm-up from the pen. Waiting to see if we see Ernest come back out to the mound. We're waiting here. Haven't gotten the official sign yet. As there goes Keegan Ernest. So Ernest is going to at least pitch the beginning of the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll be right back here on Mixlr.com. All right. 7th inning stretch wrapping up. The Pioneers 6-1 lead, 9 outs away from a season-long 3-game winning streak. Final pitch thrown up and thrown down, as now the Pioneers will attempt to keep rolling. Min Jae Hong heads up 1 for 2 on the day, as the Pioneers starting pitcher still in there here in the bottom of the 7th. This is rare. You don't see this a ton from head coach Matt Birch. As Keegan Ernest will wind and deliver. Low, 1-0. So, see what happens here as Keegan Ernest trying to power his way through a 7th inning of work. That one's low again. 2 balls, no strikes. As again, Ernest comes back set. He winds and delivers. In there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. As again, someone warming up down in the pen. Can't get a good look at who it is. So the windup and the pitch from Keegan Ernest, and cut on and popped towards center field, retreating a little bit of Sexton, and he will grab it for the first out. Pioneers down to just 8 outs needed to get themselves, as looking over towards the dugout, unhappy with some commentary coming, is the home plate umpire. So, next man up will be Height Merrifield. Merrifield looking out as Keegan Ernest now has the Elmira Pioneers 8 outs away from a third straight victory. That one is just off the corner, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. As again, Merrifield waiting. The wind, the pitch. As that one checked. 2 balls, no strikes. So just in time to pull himself back was Merrifield. 6-1 the lead for the Pioneers. The wind, the pitch, cut on and fouled back. As once again, we remind you, make the right decision, insist on Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. So Pioneers trying to push their way through 7 full for their starting pitcher. The pitch cut on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Keegan Ernest shakes off the sign. Now he's got the one he likes. Winds and delivers. Cut on and popped up here. Should be a play for the catcher as he runs back and unable to make the grab. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The count will remain as Henneman rushed himself over there, just was unable to come up with the play. Ernest will go back to work here, hoping to get Merrifield out as quickly as he can here. Would love to close the door on this 7th inning. Looking in. Keegan Ernest waiting. Now the umpire appears to be set. Ernest will start his windup and deliver. Cut on and grounded towards the shortstop. Picked up there by Berg. Hurried over, and Pang is in time. So Merrifield goes down 0 for 3, and that will bring up Mike Casaleggio. Casaleggio heading towards the dish, 1 for 2 tonight, as the Pioneers looking to bring themselves within 2 innings of their 3rd straight win, 2nd of the road trip. Tomorrow afternoon, they will head on up to Watertown, New York to take on the Rapids. The wind, the pitch, cut on and fouled back and into the screen as that one rolls down. No balls, 1 strike. As again, the wind and deal from Keegan Ernest. In there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Ernest back on the mound. Trying to get 1 final out here in the bottom of the 7th. The cut, it swung on and missed. Picked up here and thrown down to first base. Pang will make the grab, and that will be a out for the Pioneers as they get out of the bottom of the 7th inning. 6 outs away from their 3rd consecutive victory as the Pioneers trying to hold on. They head back to the dish for the top of the 8th. After this, you're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, another new pitcher, Ashton Sturgill, will head out there. Sturgill, who's from Georgia College, he's from Evans, Georgia. As we look at the numbers on Sturgill, this season he is a 14.81 ERA, no wins, 2 losses, 7 games appeared in, 10.1 innings pitched, 22 hits, 19 runs, 17 of them earned, 7 bases on balls, and 8 strikeouts. So, going to be a rough pitcher for the Pioneers to face as another sidearm pitcher comes in. They have had not a ton of luck with the submarine style. See what the Pioneers can do here. Quinn Buffington will lead things off. As we've said before, Buffington conditioned to lead off as he's had some luck with it in the past. Really started out the first half of the season as a leadoff hitter. Pioneers, of course, 6 outs away defensively. There is action still in the bullpen. However, the way Ernest has been swinging the bat, don't know if we'll turn to the action in the bullpen or if Ernest will come back out for the bottom of the 8th. Once again, Buffington steps to the plate. Buffington has gone 0 for the night, 0 for 3, struck out and reached on an error. As Quinn heads out to the dish. He waits again. We'll see the first pitch from the new pitcher. The pitch is inside 1-0. Thought he had gotten that one from up here, but 1-0 the count as Sturgill going back to work. Sturgill winds, delivers, cut on by Buffington, popped up, and that one's going to get foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one flows into the stands right next to the Pioneers dugout. Buffington back into the batter's box here. As Sturgill comes set. He winds up, delivers, and holds up. No, says that Buffington went 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Buffington back up against the wall here as the Pioneers lead 6-1 in the top of the 8th inning. The windup and the pitch is in there for strike 3. Buffington will go down on strikes for the second time here tonight as he goes back to the bench looking. 0 for 4. That'll bring up Jeff Mejia. Mejia 1 for 3, struck out, base on balls, RBI on the night already. So Mejia stepping back up to the plate. He waits. The wind and the pitch. Cut on by Mejia, right back over the mound, right towards the second baseman. Kicked there by the shortstop, trying to dive over, and Mejia is going to get in safely to first base. So Mejia 2 for 4 on the night. We'll bring up Andrew Sexton, who's 1 for 3. Sac fly. Has a stolen base and an RBI. Sexton heads back up to the dish. We'll see what Mejia does. 1 out here on the Pioneers in their half of the 8th. Sexton coming back in. He waits on the pitch, delivered, and trying to throw down to get Mejia. Ball will skip into the outfield, and Mejia is safe at second. Didn't notice the ball until it was too late, as now Mejia will be sitting there at second base. 1-0 the count as Sexton having a chat with the home plate umpire here. So, home plate umpire calling for the ball. 1-0 count here as Sexton will step back in. Just the third batter to face Sturgill. Sturgill has given up a hit as Mejia, the man who stands on second with his first stolen base of the night. Mejia does have a lot of speed. Wouldn't be surprised to see him move along as a laid down bunt by Sexton bounces over the catcher's head and will turn the count 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. As again, Sexton steps back in. Sturgill trying to find his way out of this top of the 8th and turn things back over to the hitters. Sturgill looking in. Comes back set. Checks the runner at second. He winds, deals, cut on, and hit down the first base line. That'll at least move the runner to third, as Sexton unable to get there ahead of time. So Sexton will go down 1 for 4, and Garrett Schultz will head to the plate. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, but a runner 90 feet from home against a pitcher who has not had precision accuracy here. So again, another pitcher warming up down to my left in the Oneonta bullpen. Guessing we'll see him in the top of the 9th inning. The line, the pitch, cut on there by Schultz, hit towards the third baseman, gets by him and the shortstop, and the Pioneers add another run as Mejia crosses the plate. 7-1 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. So coming in and showing dominance here tonight, as Garrett Schultz goes 1 for 5 and guarantees himself an RBI. Brennan Derigi heads up 2 for 3. Has struck out here tonight, has 2 stolen bases, an RBI of his own. Now has a runner on first. We'll see what Derigi decides to do here. 7-1 advantage for your Pioneers. The pitch just misses 1-0. So Elmira trying to make their way through this one here. Derigi waits. The line, the pitch. Derigi tried to lay down a bunt there. Certainly has the speed to lay down a bunt for a hit. We'll have to see if he tries it yet again. As again, Derigi steps back in. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Schultz stands on first base. The pitch taken for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. As Brendan Derigi continues to work the count here. Pitcher comes back set. Sturgill winds and delivers. Cut on by Derigi, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Down showdown in this inning. As Derigi waits. Coming back set. He's got Schultz standing over there on first base. The windup and the pitch. Outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Full count. Next pitch will be decisive. As again, Pioneers have really worked the counts here as we're coming up on the 9:30 hour. The pitch thrown, cut on by Derigi and fouled back as Schultz was off and running. So the ball boy will bring out some balls to the umpire. As once again, Brennan Derigi going to go back to the plate. Looking to extend what's been a successful night for Derigi since coming off the bench after the hit by pitch back in the first inning. Derigi has gone 2 for 3. Nathan Pang waits on deck. Derigi waiting. Swings and misses, and that will do it for the top half of the 8th inning. Pioneers put up a run, but can't do anything more than that. It's a 7-1 lead here in the heading for the bottom of the 8th. The Pioneers will look to shut the door. As it does appear, we'll have a new pitcher. We'll tell you all about it when we get back. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so the Pioneers turn to the pen, and after an incredible outing from Keegan Ernest, Matt Busher will get the responsibility of the final 6 outs. 7-1 lead for the Pios as Busher comes in Reads his stat line 27 ERA, no wins, 1 loss, 3 games played, 1 game started, 4.1 innings pitched, 11 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 8 bases on balls, and 6 strikeouts. So, Busher will try to move his stat line down a little bit as the Pioneers just 6 outs from victory and a 6-run lead. Busher throws his last of his warm-up pitches. And now we will see Oneonta head for the dish. So it will be Ethan Cornelius. He's 0 for 2 on the night. He struck out both times. He's come up to the plate. And now Busher will be looking to hopefully replicate the success Keegan Ernest had. Rare not to see a 4 in the stat column as of this point. The pitch connected on. Chasing it down is Pang. Tosses back to the play is made there over at first base. It didn't have a good look around the pole as Busher raced his way over to first and earns a quick first out. So a good play there. As now 0 for 3 goes Cornelius. That'll bring up Noah Cabrera. Cabrera 0 for 3 on the night. As Matt Busher, trying to get through a very quick bottom of the 8th, wants to put a bow on this game. Busher firing. This one hit down the line and fair. So a hit for Cabrera, who rounds and heads to second and will be in there standing. So a quick double here for Cabrera, and that'll bring up John Rhodes. Rhodes 0 for 3 tonight. Rhodes steps up to the dish. Scratches out his place in the batter's box. Busher pitching to contact here, just wants to roll through this inning as the Pioneers have a 6-run lead. Don't see anybody else warming down in the pen, so Busher will be the pitcher of the inning. The one, the pitch, low and outside, 1-0. Busher settling back in on the mound. He looks in, waiting as he checks the runner back at second. Busher comes set, winds and delivers, and low, 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out already, runner on second. Been a long time since Oneonta's had a runner in scoring position. As Busher tries to eliminate any possibility of a run crossing the plate here in the bottom of the 8th. Only run of the game for Oneonta crossed back in the first inning, as that is in there for ball 3, 3-0. Busher working out the stretch, having some issues here. 3 balls, no strikes. Again, standing at the plate, John Rhodes, the number 2 batter. Takes ball 4, and now with runners at first and second, he's going to have to face Kevin Gazelle. Gazelle 0 for 3, did reach on an error. So the Pioneers bullpen looking a bit shaky yet again. As again, Busher trying to work his way through here. Does have the 6-run cushion. Busher checks the runner back at second, winds and delivers. In there for ball 1. 1-0. Again, not the start Busher clearly wanted. He got that first out very quickly. Would love to get through this bottom half of the 8th. Ground ball could possibly end the inning. Busher deals, and he gets the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga down showdown count. As again, Kevin Gazelle stands there, 0 for 3, has reached on an error. Turned around and nobody back at second base to catch the leaning runner. As again, Cabrera standing on second base. Rhodes standing on first. The wind of the pitch, cut on, ground ball towards the second baseman, scooped up. Fielder's choice gets the runner at first. And he does get the out, so Peng managed to keep his foot on the bag. And Gazelle goes down, but does advance the runners. Tim Buchek, 2 for 3. He has been the most productive hitter in the Oneonta lineup today. Pioneers just need 1 more out and they will be out of the 8th inning. Only 4 outs separate them from a 3rd consecutive victory. Coming back set is Busher. He winds, delivers. Low, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. As Busher trying to find, as again, hearing calls from the Pioneers bench area there. The wind, the pitch. Low again, 2 balls, no strikes. Buchek, clearly a dangerous hitter. He's the designated hitter, batting in the cleanup spot. Has gone 2 for 3 on the night against very solid pitching from Keegan Ernest. Another opportunity here. As Busher coming back set, he winds and delivers. Big swing there, 2 balls, 1 strike. As Busher gets Buchek to chase. Runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd right now, 2 outs. Busher looks in. Comes set, winds, and delivers. Low, 3 balls, 1 strike. As Busher continues to work out there. Just needs 1 out. As he looks in. He's got the sign from his catcher. Comes set and delivers. In there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Busher 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. Busher looks in. He's got the sign he wants. Moves into position. Now time is called as the batter steps out. So Busher will step back onto the mound. Look back in. Got the sign. Winds, delivers, swung on, and fouled down the 3rd base line. So staying alive, 1 more pitch, Tim Buchek. Buchek 2 for 3 on the night. Has the strikeout, has an RBI. Buchek steps back in. Staring out. He waits. Buchek staring out at Busher. Busher waiting. He wipes the sweat off his brow as the batter steps out once again. Busher, not sure if there is running through a rotation of signs or if Busher just looking for something very specific and he's not getting it. Now he's got what he wants. Comes back set, winds, and delivers. Swung on and missed, and that will do it for the 8th inning of work. The Pioneers maintain their lead as that's the 2nd strikeout of the game by Buchek. 7-1 after 8 complete. We head to the top of the 9th. The Pioneers coming back to bat one last time. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixlr.com. All right, so another new pitcher coming in here, Bowen Plaguey, coming in to face the Pioneers now, middle of the order, as the Pioneers trying to make their way towards their 3rd straight victory. They have a 7-1 lead. Plaguey this year, he is 3.0 ERA, no wins or losses, 4 appearances, 1 save, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 runs, 2 of them earned, 5 base on balls, 1 intentional base on balls, that's a rarity, and 5 strikeouts. So, Pioneers One more chance at the dish. 7-1 lead. They've scored in bunches as usual. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 4 in the fourth, and 1 in the eighth. As the Pioneers just trying to get through this game with the victory here. A 6-run lead should be pretty easy for them to do. We'll see if we see Busher back out for the bottom of the ninth. As once again, Pioneers going back to work. Nathan Peng, 1 for 3, base on balls and an RBI here tonight. Peng just recently onto the team. His appearance has coincided with a winning streak, so very happy to see him join the lineup. As now, once again, the windup and the pitch outside 1-0. This would be 4 of the last 5 the Pioneers have claimed victory in if they're able to close it out here tonight. Peng waiting. The windup and the pitch. Outside again, 2-0. So Peng back into the batter's box. The stands here at Dimashki Field have emptied out significantly. Is that one 3-0? 3 balls, no strikes for Nathan Peng. Mason Roman standing on deck as Peng awaits the next pitch. The windup and the pitch is in there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Peng heads back out. Looking out. The wind, the pitch. Ball 4 as Peng will take a trip down to first base. Leadoff man is on. Second time on base on balls tonight. Mason Roman heading up. 1 for 3. 2 strikeouts. A base on balls, a double, and an RBI for Roman. So the count resets. No outs here for the Pioneers. The windup and the pitch cut on there by Roman and fouled away. No balls, 1 strike. Roman steps back into the batter's box. He looks out. Check on the runner over at first. 0-1 the count. The wind, the pitch, cut on by Roman again, and again it's going to get fouled. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 count here as Roman trying to get things to go forward here. Roman's hit a lot of foul balls here tonight. So Roman waiting. 0-2 the count. Peng stands on first. The windup and the pitch cut on by Roman, and he goes down again on strikes. His 3rd time tonight as he goes 1 for 4. Nathan Berg comes up. He's 1 for 3, doubled, and was hit by a pitch. So 1 out in the inning. As Berg looking to power his way onto base again. Would love to bring Peng around. The pitch knocked towards the third base side. Peng running to second. He is caught and out and slides in to the second baseman. So I believe that's going to end the inning as Peng ended up running in and interfered with the ability of the second baseman to make the throw. That will do it for the top of inning number 9. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. We'll be right back as the Pioneers will try to close it out. All right. Well, that being said, the Pioneers will go back to work with Matt Busher out on the hill. Busher will try to close this out, looking to get through a 6-inning performance here. As again, Pioneers up by 6. And that will bring up, I believe we have a new hitter entering the count here. So I believe Serbo has been replaced. As that'll bring up number 35, Jared Payne, the freshman from Kentucky. So, Serbo out. Jordan Payne in. And we'll see what he can do here. As Matt Busher trying to get the final 3 outs of the game. Payne heads up to the dish. Busher winds and delivers. That one's outside. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Elmira looking to claim their 3rd straight victory. Outside, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes for Matt Busher. Busher heads back out to the bump. Comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled back there. As that will be 2 balls, 1 strike. As again, 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Busher trying to push his way through the 9th inning here. Nobody down in the pen. It's Busher's inning. Busher comes set. He will wind and deliver. Cut on and 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Pioneers 3 outs away from a 3rd consecutive victory. The wind and the pitch from Busher is bounced up to home plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Busher heads back for the mound. As again, the Pioneers 3-2 count, although the board says differently. Busher coming back set. He winds, delivers, and ball 4. So down to first goes Busher's first batter of the 9th inning, Jordan Payne. No official at bat for the sub. And now, Min-Jae Hong, believe, will be the next batter to the dish. So no, another pinch hitter. So Riley Hall, the called name, will head to the dish now. Riley Hall from Coker College, a Cooperstown, New York native. He's in there and takes strike 1 on the first pitch. So, see what Hall can do here. He's subbing in for the left fielder. Busher would love to get a double play ball here. No outs so far here in the bottom of the 9th. That one's in there. 2 straight strikes, 0-2. As again, looks like the next batter will be a pinch hitter as well. Busher trying to put up the first out of the bottom of the 9th inning. Comes set, winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. He strikes out Hall on 3 pitches. So Hall comes in and goes right back down. Looks like we'll have another pinch hitter as number 24 coming to bat. That's Balin Moore, the Georgia College sophomore from Albany, Georgia. So there's the call. Balin Moore coming in for Height Merrifield. So the center fielder now, as Busher trying to go back to work here. 3 straight pitches for a strikeout for the first out of the bottom of the 9th. Pioneers now 2 outs away from a victory. That one on the outside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes for Busher. Moore stepping back in. Busher staring in. The windup and the delivery. Cut on and fouled right back towards the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Another Tioga Down showdown. Moore steps back into the box. Looking out. Busher checks the runner over at first. The wind and delivery. High and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Busher trying to find his way through this bottom of the ninth. Would make it through 6 batters if he can get through these 2 innings. Excuse me, 6 outs, not 6 batters, as that one is high and outside again. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 count. Busher 2 outs away from victory here. Keegan Ernest would earn the W, and he certainly earned it. Quite a performance from Ernest. As now, Busher comes back set. He winds and delivers. In there for a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. As again, Balin Moore will go and retrieve his bat. So Moore picks up his bat, wipes it off as it had gotten a little wet due to the wet grass right around home plate. Moore stepping back into the batter's box as Busher trying to push through another strike. Busher comes set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed for another strikeout. 2 outs and 1 out to go. As coming up, Mike Casaleggio. Casaleggio 1 for 3 on the night. As again, the Pioneers 1 out away from victory here. Looking to go 4 out of their last 5 and 3 consecutive. The pitch is off and gets back to the cage. This is going to move the runner all the way around to third base on the passed ball. 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes, as Busher now has a runner 90 feet from home base. 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. 7-1 the score. Pioneers came in and really sandwiched things down early. A run in the first, run in the second, 4 in the 4th, and then 1 in the 8th as they look for the final out of the ball game right here. Busher comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on and missed. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Busher looking out on the mound. Comes back set. Winds and delivers. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on third base. Just needs a base hit to drive in the runner. As Busher now composes himself out there on the mound. Oneonta trying to bring home another run. The wind, the pitch, cut on and driven out there towards right field. It is going to be caught, and what a diving catch there by the right fielder. The Elmira Pioneers come away with a victory, 7-1, and the Pioneers have now extended the winning streak to 3 games, their longest of 2019. Pioneers will go back to work tomorrow night from Watertown, New York. You won't want to miss a minute of that one. Watertown was a very friendly place to the Pioneers a little over a week ago. See what they can do as they get set for action one more time here, as they have 2 games left on this road trip, and the Pioneers would simply love to keep the winning streak moving right along. Been a rough start to the season, but so far here on this road trip, they have got it going. Pioneers win this one 7-1. And with that, they've taken 4 of their last 5. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm John Clement. We'll see you tomorrow night from Watertown, New York. Good night, Elmira.